when like penguins are on a block of ice and they want to check the water, they'll just push a penguin in to see if there's like any orcas or sea lions. And it has to be so awkward when that penguin comes back safe. Like, all right, like the fuck, guys. I thought we were friends.
Nope.
But no, Bob. Sorry, Bob. We had to check. I better you than me.
He was the worst dancer in the group.
Yeah, he was the sad feet.
No happy.
Honeys, we're home.
Hello and welcome to Sinclairity A Dinosaurs Tale. I am your host. We're gonna need another Timmy along with my co-host.
Hey, I'm Ben Hand Up Me.
Hello Ben, how are you?
Oh, I'm okay. I'm tired today. We're gonna have a very gentle, sleepy episode for everyone. So
Yeah,
I decided.
I'm pretty tired too, but I stayed up too late and woke up pretty early.
If you're listening to this and you're tired, text "Yes, I am a tired boy or girl or they" to 1161161. And if you are wide awake, send a text that says "Not me, actually, not tired" to 6644546.
Wake me up.
Wake me up inside.
Yes. And if in case you didn't know, this is a podcast about the show Dinosaurs from the 90s.
Yeah, it was like a show that Jim Henson made with all these big dinosaur puppets.
Yeah. So if you're listening to the first time, welcome, and we're sorry.
How does this grab you? You ready? Not the mama. Do you remember that, everyone? Anyone remember that? That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, we're working on our live act right now.
How's this grab you? Life finds a way. Is that the same thing?
Yeah. This is yeah, so we're doing this is episode 46 of the podcast.
Damn, 46.
Yes, and we are on season 3, episode 10. We're chugging along on this third season.
Which marriage do you think you'll be on when you're 46?
46?
Yeah, how many marriages would you have had?
Just one.
Just one? Fucking underachiever. I think I'm going to be like 5 deep by 46.
6 inches.
Under.
And speaking of marriages, this episode is called Wilderness Weekend, and it's about guys being dudes.
I can't believe you stole my fake segue. I was like, how are you swinging this one?
For the fences.
Yeah, so this is
both ways.
This episode was written by Peter Rocco and Adam Parr, and they wrote that germ warfare episode that we did with V a few weeks ago.
Which was weird.
Which is a weird one. The germs were in it though, so
yeah.
And it was directed by Turbo Tommy Turbovic. So yeah.
He's a
Turbo
superhero.
T himself.
He's a superhero.
Sure. Yeah. They call him, I mean, his only power is directing dinosaurs episodes, but it's something.
He made a lot of money. So
yeah. Oh, well, that's how I rate. Like, if you don't make a lot of money, you're not a good person in my book. If you're like one of them poors, I don't talk to the poors.
I'm glad you said that, because that's not what I meant at all. But yeah.
Well, I can say it because I can't pay my rent on time, so I'm allowed to make fun of myself. But yeah, in this episode, it's essentially the little summary we grabbed somewhere off the internet. It says traditional gender roles are reversed when Earl, Robbie, and Roy go to the forest for a male bonding ritual known as the Great Hunt, but end up discovering their feminine qualities, which I don't really know if that's what happens. Meanwhile, back at home, Fran and her girlfriends get drunk, watch sports, and generally act like men.
And scratch themselves.
So this episode's very presumptive about gender roles and like society overall.
Yeah.
It's I promise it's a decent episode if you want to watch it and come back, like pause the show, come back. We'll pause for 30 minutes and wait for you to watch it and then come back and then we'll talk about it with you.
And that starts right now.
God, I'm glad to have some alone time away from these listeners where we get to just hang out and just be dudes being guys.
Yeah, I can't believe they listened to 46 episodes of this.
And all the money is ours, suckers. And we're just rolling in the riches.
That's right.
The ditches and in the back of our Dragulas.
Yep. That's what I bought with all my money, a Dragula.
Oh shit, they all just came back in. Hey, welcome back. So now you can talk with us about the episode.
Yeah, and the show starts with our cold open. We got the Sinclair house, and Earl and Robbie are packing for the great hunt.
Yeah, and Robbie isn't into it, obviously, because it's a tradition thing, and he bucks that shit.
Yeah, and he hates it. And he hates
it.
He's packing. He doesn't know why he's got to do it. Earl's trying to talk about, like togetherness and
camaraderie and that men are warriors and they got to get away from the females.
Yeah. And this is the first time we see Roy in a long time. I don't know if you've noticed, but
yeah, Roy's been AWOL for a few episodes.
Yeah, but
not like a long time, but it's been a few episodes.
Yeah, he shows up. They do the rocket power handshake.
Yeah, they literally get like woogity woogity,
which is weird because he's got tiny hands.
Yeah,
and
that's why it's weird.
And then
also, they've never even watched an episode of Rocket Power. They're posers.
No, definitely posers, and you can tell too because it's a camping. It's the Great Hunt, but it just sounds like they're glamping. Like,
but yeah. So Roy shows up and does a little handshake, and he lets Earl know that their fellow warrior Turtlepuss is almost ready with his dehumidifier.
Exactly.
Yeah. So like the whole thing is they're going on the males weekend, but they're bringing all these like modern like innovations to make it comfy.
Yeah, and we get Baby is rolled in, and he's very excited to go camping until he does realize that Fran is not going.
Yeah, he does a quick duffel bag check, and he's like, "Where's yours, Mama?" She's like, "I ain't going." He's like, "You're not going?" And he starts to like lose his shit.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be a male.
Yeah, so he does shout, "I don't want to be a male." Been there, baby. I've been there.
Because he knows Earl would probably kill him out there. Like,
yeah, just out of straight neglect.
Yeah,
or just like fucking idiocy. Like, Baby is not in good hands, not in good small hands. But yeah, so Robbie and Baby don't want to go is essentially what we're dealing with at this point. And they all leave, and then like Ethel comes into the room and like sees that all the men are gone, so she removes her girdle, and it's like a big funny like haha, like it explodes or whatever. Imagine like you're like 83 or whatever she is at this point. She's
73.
We don't know how much time has passed. They're dinosaurs.
Not that much. I don't think that much is.
You're right. I was thinking 82 was the year, but you're right. 73. And like, why would she be just wearing a girdle at her family's house? In general, a girdle is specifically for like events. Like
it's just weird that she's wearing one and she's like sitting in the wheelchair all day. What does it matter?
She was trying to impress Baby and Earl this whole time, and Robbie. Like, it makes no sense. It's just a bad joke. And that brings us to the theme song, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it supposed to be like a replacement for like her bra or something?
I don't know. It was a replacement for them not having a good line to put there.
Yeah.
They could have just cut the scene with like Baby like being upset that he was going. Like that would have been fine.
Yeah. And not wanting to be a male.
Not wanting to be a male. Couldn't cut it as a baby. Never cut it as a male. That's not
a white man stealing.
So yeah, we come back from the theme song, and the warriors are finding their sacred camping grounds. and Earl, who is the chief warrior, ignites the first sacred ceremony, which is a beer break. It doesn't get any better than this. Just guys being dudes.
Just guys being dudes. And then you get it's probably one of the worst visual effects the show has ever done, but the spider.
Yeah, there's a spider crawling on Earl.
You can clearly see the string and everything.
They should just put a real wood spider on him, just fuck it.
Yeah, or like a giant tarantula.
Yeah, but they'd be worried about hurting that guy.
Yeah. So he freaks out, which is their first they're not real men. They're scared of spider.
Oh no. I'm terrified of spiders.
It really depends.
If I'm outside, I'm not as scared of them. But when they just sneak up on me in my own house, in my kingdom, that's when I'm upset.
Yeah, because it's the ones that you don't see that freak you out.
It's just like jazz. Don't play. So the gang does go to grab a beer after Robbie makes fun of them all for getting scared of the spider, but they realize their cooler was swapped with a cooler full of international coffee, drink of women.
The drink of women, yes. Pre-Columbian. It's pre-Columbian.
I don't. You can still get pregnant, but I don't understand this whole everybody drinks coffee. That's a universal thing. It's never coffee is for closers. It's never been a feminine thing.
Yeah, but it's international.
But that's better. You want coffee from places that are better than America. That's so fucking confusing to me. Unless it's French coffee, then what are you in New Orleans or some shit?
But apparently it was just a prank, bro, because it was Ethel who switched out the beer with the coffee.
Yeah, because Ethel wanted to get fucking ripped. Yeah, because they switched back to the show, the ladies' weekend, where the females are discovering their coffee was replaced with beer. and Ethel was just the universe works in strange and wonderful ways, Fran. And so do I.
Give me a cold one and give me a hell yeah.
So they all do some Steve Austin shit. Yeah. Fran and Monica are all coy about it. They're we can just sip on one together. We'll share a beer. You and I, we'll share a beer. We'll go crazy. We'll be bad. Let's be bad. And Lena mentions that Sid doesn't think it's ladylike when she drinks beer, and they're yeah, well, he didn't have to push an egg twice the size of his head out of his cooter. I don't think it says cooter, but they should have.
No, I don't think
that's Spike's nickname for Robbie.
Beer me, Fran.
Yeah, Lena, it says beer me, Fran. Which if you follow us on Facebook at A Dinosaurs Tale, that is the header on our page, is a picture of Fran and Lena getting drunk together.
Yeah, which they proceed to do.
Yeah, but we switch back to the males for a second to check on them.
And they're having a nice little pageant, like the refrigerator day. Yeah,
they do a lot of pageants in this show. It's a thing. They get dressed up for these traditions quite often.
It's just a bunch of theater kids on the set.
That's true. And granola heads. So Robbie's the one reading for the ceremony, and then Earl plays the great fierce warrior, and Roy's dressed up as the big beast that they have to fight, and Baby's playing the drums for the background ambiance.
It's very weird because it's it's almost they're in native garb, but it's supposed to be it's weird.
For some reason it makes me think of Jungle to Jungle with Tim Allen. Isn't that a Tim Allen film? Yeah. What a weird movie. Because
they all have mohawks, and Robbie has he's got the Rufio the two hawks with his mohawk in the
Rufio.
Yeah.
And it's funny because Robbie's reading from the book, and it mentions that the males have to defend against the beast because the females completely lost their heads in flighty hormonal fits of hysteria. And Robbie can't help but editorialize. He's oh please.
Yeah, and then the women are represented by mops, basically.
Yeah. And then the males took their sticks and headed off into the wilderness to face the beast with its horrible roar. And this cuts to Ethel belching.
Yeah,
which little behind the scenes is me and Tim have had burping fits up to recording this episode.
Yeah, and the ladies are basically just they're just
they had too much hummus.
They had too much hummus, drinking some
Hummus makes me
brewskis, and they don't have to clean up after anyone. Like,
yeah, they're going on about
it.
like essentially like it's not even about having kids there. It's specifically about like having to clean up after their husbands and shit.
Sitting around like a lump doing nothing, thinking only of myself. It's like being a guy.
And then they're like, what else do guys do? And Ethel's like, they scratch themselves. Then Monica just says, I'm game, and then comes. Like
from all the hummus.
Yeah, like so like to remind listeners of the show who might not watch along, Monica is a brontosaurus, right? And like you just see her neck and head through the window and the rest of her's outside. So she just like starts shaking and rolling her eyes, and then just is like afterwards like, that wasn't half bad. What else?
She shakes the entire house.
Yeah.
The foundation in the house.
Yeah, if the house is a shaking, don't come a knocking. That's the rhyme. But yeah, the ladies, they decide to turn on the football game because that's what the guys do. And like at first they're like, no, I don't want to watch football. They're like, no, look at those tight pants and the color schemes on those uniforms. Like, no, just the pants. Check out the bulge.
The baby got back.
Yeah. A very, very current reference for this show. But we do check back in with the dudes being guys, and they're still doing their pageant. And Robbie continues, like, after days and days in the deepest, darkest parts of the forest. Days after they watch Days and Days play a post-COVID show. Probably the fucking ground zero for the Delta variant.
They could smell the stench.
Yeah, the hideous beach stuck in the air. Beach. I meant beast. And yeah. So that was just Roy farting there because of the sacred stroganoff they ate.
Yeah, which is just the dumpster dived stroganoff.
Yeah, it's because this is a true Days and Days show. No, they got like, what are they on? Epitaph or something? They got money.
Fat.
They're on Fat Wreck. Oh, they ain't got that much.
Yeah. No, they have Fat Mike's leftover drug money.
How many plays a month do you think Days and Days gets on Spotify?
A lot.
I think so too.
A couple thousand.
That's less. It has to be way more than a couple thousand. 181,000 monthly listeners.
They're rich.
Yeah, that's like probably 20 cents from Spotify. Probably doing pretty well. But yeah, so Roy is the monster, and he appears and he shouts at them all to fear and cower, for he is bad and ferocious like no beast they've ever seen.
Yeah, and basically his whole getup is just like he has the swamp monster on his head.
Yeah, he looks like he's like dressed up like a little swamp monster. And Robbie continues reading that the warriors were brave and stood their ground, but this is interrupted by the return of the swamp monster from season 1 or 2, season 2.
I never ate for my father.
The one where we had Woody. Yeah, so the return of the swamp monster appears above everyone. He's like insanely bigger than them all. And he starts screaming, and they all like run and scatter, and Roy's just like, hell yeah, I did a good job with my costume. Before he notices and joins them.
Yeah, and then we cut away, and it's basically like a green screen with the swamp monster puppet, and it's just like grabbing things and chewing on it. It's very silly.
Yeah, and you can like see it from like once you see the males all gather in the cave, and you can see the swamp monster outside the cave just going at their shit.
Yeah, it is like Sid's just like, what is it doing now? And Earl's like, it's going for your gas grill.
Your gas grill. Not the grill.
You broke my grill.
Your what? Your grill. It was so young. But yeah, there it goes. The food, the barbecue grill, the tents, their electric blankets, everything they brought is in his stomach.
Which, damn. The guys that live in there must be having a great time right now.
Yeah, for sure. The animals that's true. They're in the middle of their poker game, and then a bunch of like electric blankets and barbecue.
I'm listening to a bird.
Jesus. Yeah, so Gus reminds them they did still save the cooler full of coffee, and they're like, oh great, we're gonna be wide awake while our faces get chewed off. And Earl reminds him, I didn't see you out there fighting to save our pimento loaf. I guess, is that supposed to be feminine? Like, I don't really understand what's going on anymore in this, like...
I think it's just supposed to, like, be, like...
a modern thing.
Yeah, they're just, like, bad at camping. Like,
yeah.
Well,
it's revealed that none of them have ever actually hunted before or successfully hunted.
Exactly.
As we learn.
But then we get... the monster is kind of, like, peeking through the little crack in the cave.
Yeah, playing peekaboo with Baby.
Baby sees them, and they all freak out. And... Robbie, they
decide to feed it Roy.
Yeah, they're like, feed it Roy, and then Robbie's like, no, wait. He's like, I got some beef jerky.
Yeah, so he throws in some beef jerky. He's like, he'll be chewing on that for a week. Great idea, son. And Roy's just like, what the fuck was that?
Feed it to Roy. Yeah.
It's funny. This makes me think of like when like penguins are on a block of ice and they want to check the water, they'll just push a penguin in to see if there's like any orcas or sea lions. And it has to be so awkward when that penguin comes back safe. Like, all right, like the fuck, guys. I thought we were friends.
Nope.
It's like, no, Bob. Sorry, Bob. We had to check. I better you than me.
He was the worst dancer in the group.
Yeah, he was the sad feet.
No happy.
I wish Happy Feet's my favorite sequel to Happy Gilmore out of the trilogy.
That makes sense.
The third one being Footloose, because that has feet in it too, right?
I thought it was 50 First Dates.
50 Worst Dates. The ladies, we cut back to the ladies to check in on them, and they're enthusiastically cracking beers and watching football, and it's still light outside in the background, so I don't think these things are I can't tell the sequence in which things are unfolding on either side of this. Does it stay like the whole episode on both sides?
It's very weird because I was going to mention it, but then I just didn't. But when they're doing the play in the woods,
it's nighttime.
It's nighttime, and then they run into the cave. And it's daytime outside.
Yeah, maybe multiple days are happening.
We don't know. Well, didn't they say 18 hours or something?
Yeah, I don't know. That's confusing. Yeah. Time passes differently back then. The sun was a different distance from the planet.
but yeah. But yeah, so they're still watching football, and then someone just gets shot.
During the game, somebody gets shot, and then like Ethel mentions there's a tractor pool on channel 49, and Monica's like, "No, let's watch wrestling. I want to see the guys in the tights," and scratch it off again. And Ethel, this is where Ethel declares that Baby got back about the wrestlers, which I gotta wonder who she was talking about. Jake the Snake, maybe. I don't know who would have been playing at that time.
Like a big donk. Who's got a big donk?
No, I was just trying to think of who's wrestling in 92 that has a nice badonk. Yeah, when you said donk, I thought of dick, and I realized, nope, it's booty. A badonk.
1992? I don't know.
My favorite sequel to Babadook is Babadonk, and it's Babadook, but he's got a great ass.
Like Sid Turtlepuss.
Yeah. But yeah, we go right back to our heroes, the men who are losing their shit in the cave while talking about food that they miss. And Uncle Sid starts to imagine that Baby is a fresh leg of ham and lunges for him.
Yeah, he's like talking to him as the ham.
Mm-hmm. He is a fresh leg of ham.
But Robbie's just kind of like, what are we doing? It's just like, aren't we supposed to be fucking like monsters and hunters? Like,
are we humans or are we dancers? We need to get out there and take this beast down.
but then yeah, like when Robbie decides like we should go out there, but we gotta like fight this thing,
this towering mass of death, as he calls it.
They all like reconsider, and there's like, well, why don't we have like a town hall, basically town hall meeting? Yeah,
and they decide who's gonna take minutes and who's gonna like moderate it, and that like they're all looking for a pen, and they think Robbie is heading out to find the pen, but he's just leaving because he doesn't want to deal with their bullshit.
Yeah, but then they see the monster and they just assume that he ate Robbie.
Yeah, they're like, that brave boy, all of this for a pen. But Robbie does return, telling the tale of the great hunt where he just savagely thrusted his spear through the heart of a beast and brought it back for dinner.
Yeah, so he just like has like a fucking, it's like a teddy bear, and he just fucking throws it on the...
He's like, he knew at that moment he was a hunter, and he asked the other males if they know that feeling, and Roy's just like, well, I hit a cat with my car on the way to work once. So that's basically all they got.
So he hit a whole saber-toothed tiger. It's crazy.
Yeah, a whole saber-tooth. He's like, hey, it was either me or him. But Earl just wants to skip the theatrics so they can eat, but they turn to find out that Baby has already made it his own meal.
Yeah, he ate that whole teddy bear.
Mm-hmm. Stuffing and all. But Robbie does calm them back down by rallying them up again to take on the beast. And he's like, what's holding you guys back?
Fear, fatigue, low self-esteem.
Yeah, and Earl does the whole thing about we're all dinosaurs, so there's a primitive beast in all of us, but we're also civilized, so we've turned into a big bunch of wussies. The duality of the male experience, Roy
says. Yeah, so they all decide, to sit down with some pre-Columbian international coffee.
Yeah, because they gotta discuss Robbie's the heady idea that Robbie just introduced to their world.
Yeah, and they talk about their feelings and
their lack of access to requisite emotional tools for connecting to the me that they want to be. Earl says he wishes to be a primeval beast roaming the wilderness, but his VCR can only record up to 2 weeks in advance.
Roy is too rock hard.
I meant Robbie is rock hard and red pilled to deal with the monster inside his heart while there's a monster outside the cave.
But then Earl, he's just like, it's okay, Robbie. It's okay to explore your feminine side.
So they just mean any emotions at all as their feminine side. Any thoughts.
Yeah.
So we have a cut to Ethel telling Fran to pull her finger and Monica asking Fran to toss her another cold one. Their feminine sides are being explored pretty heftily.
Yeah, but she said she misses him.
She misses his idiotic comments.
And she wants to strangle him.
Mm-hmm. So she misses sex. That's what sex is to me. I don't know what you mean.
Which we'll get to.
And Lena's missing Sid and his badonk.
Yeah.
He says she only married him because of his butt.
Yeah, so they're all drunk, so they want to go out into the wilderness and go
to find them.
To have sex with their husband.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the two of them are married. I don't know what the other two are gonna do.
I guess Monica takes Roy, Ethel takes Robbie. I don't know.
Makes sense. It's probably Sid because I'm sure Sid and Lena are doing a bit of swinging.
I saw this TikTok where this woman was like talking about. She's like, how did I address my husband when I found out that he had sex with his grandpa prior to us being married? And it cuts like this gay guy laughing. He's like, I'm sorry for laughing, but straight people are the fucking funniest content on this app. So yeah, hopefully Ethel and Robbie don't hook up, but we cut to the men like singing Kumbaya and being ashamed of their brutish masculine behavior. And then the beast attacks the cave, causing earthquakes or some shit, which the baby's into. The baby's like, again.
He loves it, but Robbie considers that he figures this is the time that he should probably tell his dad how he really feels.
Yeah, that he's glad he came along because now he knows what it means to be a male. And Earl's glad he came along too because he learned what it takes. That it takes courage and strength to express your emotions. Like, I don't know why the guys are acting like they learned something, but all they did was avoid handling the situation.
Exactly. Didn't they bring that up though at the end of the episode anyway?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
But the commotion was just Monica taking down the swamp monster with her fucking tail, and the rest of them finishing him off. Yeah, well, they finished him off after that, and they left Ethel outside to gut him. So I guess swamp monster can't come back now. They just fucking killed it.
Yeah, it's canon.
Yeah, Fran comes in and comes on to Earl, and he's like, "Are you drunk?" She's like, "I've got my beer goggles on, and you're looking mighty fine." And he's like, "You can't just turn me on and off like a light switch. I'm coming from a very vulnerable place right now." She's like, "Take off your shirt."
Oh God.
She doesn't want him Donald ducking it tonight and take the shirt off.
Yeah. I can only imagine what a shirtless Earl would look like.
I wish I didn't have to imagine. Why is that not online somewhere? Because I bet it's funny as fuck.
I don't want to see his nipples.
Just a straight naked Earl. If they designed his nipples, they did not need to. So I hope they didn't.
He's gonna look like the fucking.
They have like 8 like a puppy.
He looks like a sexy Godzilla that everyone draws on DeviantArt.
Yeah. But yeah, he's telling Fran that they're not going to be reduced to pieces of meat, and that he demands that they're recognized for the other things they have to offer. And she's like, "How about you we'll be at home. How about you get the beast home for dinner, and then she'll be waiting for him there."
Yeah. So, I don't. Earl says he's gonna have a headache. Is that like a oral sex joke?
No. Okay, so this is Roy says like she sure told you, and Earl's like, I don't know. I think when I get home, I might just have a headache, and then it like lasts in credits. That's like a thing that's like it's a stereotypical sitcom joke for like a woman like saying she doesn't want to have sex. She's like, oh, I have a headache, not tonight, and so that's their joke there.
But why did he laugh when he said it? Is that why he laughed?
Because like he's saying that he's gonna pretend to have a headache to not have sex. Which is it's a way darker sentiment than it's read as. Like in reality, just say no. But that joke is born out of the concept of males being terrible, essentially.
Yeah, because they didn't really learn anything. They just drank coffee.
They had a good old time. They drank coffee in a cave. It sounds like a good camping experience. Don't even have to put up a tent. You already have a roof.
Yeah, well, I mean, Roy was rock hard, so he was already pitching one.
I said Robbie was rock hard. Red pilled. That's Robbie's new stand-up special on Netflix. It's a Rock Hard and Red Pilled, the Robbie Sinclair story.
With the special opener, Joe Rogan.
Yeah, Joe Rogan. Joey Bag of Rogans.
That fucking Joey Bag of Rogans.
But yeah, this is a decent episode.
Yeah,
it's stupid. Like the concepts that it's trying to present are just like outdated and dumb.
It's very silly.
Yeah, it was a fun one. I like whenever they get all the costumes on and shit. The pageantry is always funny.
Yeah, especially like. Also, I think does Roy have like a new shirt, the lemon shirt, or is that like an old one?
He wears it sometimes, just when he's not at work. Like we mostly see him at work, so we usually see him in a jacket or whatever it is.
Yeah, well, whereas Roy has like, he's got the flannel, but then he also has his matching flannel hat. Yeah,
Earl's in his flannel tie and his flannel everything. He's like, I can't even see it. He's like, that's how you know it's nice.
He's so ready for Fest.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
But that was the episode, and next week we're gonna be doing season 3, episode 11, The Sun Also Rises.
311.
Which is a Hemingway reference. And that one's written by David A. Kaplan and Brian LePan.
Oh, I get it. It's The Sun Rises. I get it. Robbie. Rock Hard Robbie.
Rock Hard Robbie rises. Pitches a tent.
Oh, so low energy right now.
Sleepy episode. Sleepy time. Yeah. Oh man. I don't know what the next week's episode is about. I saw like the first 5 minutes of it on accident because I like watched this episode wilderness weekend, and then I didn't feel like turning off the TV. So some of it played.
Yeah, I don't know. It's probably just something about Robbie.
I assume that
tradition.
I assume they go to Spain to run with the bulls, like in the book The Sun Also Rises.
Oh, that makes sense. Do they got the tomatoes too? They throw tomatoes at.
Oh, speaking of that, I need to go to the store and get tomatoes. I do. I'm gonna make some LTs later. Some lettuce, tomato, and mayo sandwiches.
All the essentials there. You got them all.
That's all you need. Mayo is the sauce of our people.
I think
you're vegan though.
Mayonnaise is the protein, I think, that you get.
I mean, it's made of like eggs, so it makes sense, right?
Kind of. It's some eggs.
Some eggs.
Who knows what else is in there?
Like Spam. Some parts are eggs. Some parts are eggs.
Meg?
Yeah, from the Family Dad show.
Family Dad.
That alternative comedy hit. That subversive South Park humor.
It's so witty.
Just like us. Just
makes it makes you think.
Yeah, it's I really like a show that makes me think. I like a Big Bang Theory or a Rick and Morty, a show that really works my brainies. I like real smart shows like The Office that are just like boom, boom, bam, bam.
You don't even get it the first time around. You got to watch it again.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Euro Trip. It's like one of those really heady movies.
Yeah, it's very smart.
As if our show wasn't just a bunch of dick jokes just now. Here at Sinclairity, we'd like to thank Zach George for editing our podcast for us every week and producing it. We'd like to thank Jeremy Hunt. Well, first you should check out Zach's other podcasts, Keystone Copycast. Chris and Zach, they were on our podcast last week, if you don't remember.
Yeah, and that one was something else.
It was something else. And then thanks Jeremy Hunter from Scotch Network and We're the Union for our theme song. Once again, check out We're the Union's music on Spotify. Check out Scotch Network's music on Spotify.
Yeah,
they have a lot of great ska covers and originals. It's dope shit.
Yeah, and I think it's already too late, but the first Jer shows, first live Jer shows, are happening soon, but I think they all sold out.
Damn,
something like that.
Bullshit.
Like on the West Coast, and
at Madison Square Garden.
It's with Jeff. Jeff's playing the Ska Dream. Yeah,
cool. That's awesome. Yeah. And also thanks to Amy Shannigan for our logo, for doing the portraits of me and Tim. And you should go to Knife Point Records or Knife Punch Records. I already forget.
Knife Punch Records.
Knife Punch Records, and get the Gutless cassette.
You can't. It's sold out.
Sold out. Another pressing.
Well, that might be in the works.
I don't think know. I haven't gotten mine yet. It was still pre-order, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I would have gotten it yet.
I don't even know if Danny's finished making them yet.
Well, if you come to New Orleans, I'll give you mine. Whoever wants it. I'll make copies of it. I have a little cassette thing. Oh, I can do that.
Yeah. I'll had a
$5. I'll sell you a bootleg Gutless record.
I only know it's sold out because a coworker reached out to me asking about it, and I was like, "They're all sold out." I sent you the link the day it went live.
Should have known. Gutless is too big for their britches, and burning through the ditches and slayings in the back of my dragon.
Yep, and that's how I'm gonna buy my Dragula. We're gonna make that joke twice.
We're gonna just Dragula all day.
It's like in the beginning and the end of this episode.
Yeah, bookends the episode. A good Rob Zombie bookend. But yeah, we'll catch you motherfuckers next week.
That's right, you pieces of shit.
You fuckers. They weren't there for our pre-episode conversation about restaurants. We want to be like those restaurants. We're like waiters at those restaurants that are mean to you, but we're a podcast.
Yeah.
You knew that coming in here, you asshole.
If your crying baby starts crying because he knows that you're a piece of shit.
Why? Everybody go watch I Think You Should Leave season 2 on Netflix, because that's what Tim is going to be referencing. Go eat some sloppy steaks, and we'll see you next week.
I'm Carl Havoc, and good night.
All right, we love everyone. Have a great fucking extinction.
Goodbye.
Did you make any friends today, Timmy? No.